Hey everybody, so this is the latest update on the XCR. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please go ahead, click on subscribe, and also click on the bell to receive all the updates on this channel as well as the Sled, and also click on the playlist to get up to speed as far as all the work that's been done to the XCR. Alright, so at this point we are just about ready to paint. I went out to Home Depot this morning and picked up some drop cloths, some plastic drop cloths. I spent about an hour essentially getting it ready. And we'll just walk in here real quick, show you what I've done so far. So we got plastic on the ceiling. Concrete's been wetted down to eliminate any dust being tracked up as I'm walking around. And Sled's, the hood's been taped off prior to this. I had the hood and the nose cone. We washed it one more time just to make sure there was no dust or anything like that settled on it over the night. And what we're going to do is, at this point, I just got to finish taping everything up. I'm going to let the air settle in here for probably about half an hour, 45 minutes. And then I'm going to come back in here and do my final cleanup of the hood, hitting it with some wax remover and degreaser, as well as a Tac Cloth to get rid of any lint or any dust or dirt that may be on the hood. So at this point we're all set to go. Everything's taped up and we should be ready to paint. Alright, so just put on the first coat. Very light. Got my DIY draft fan going on, sucking all the air out of it. And so far it's looking pretty good. I'm not seeing any reaction. No fish eyes or anything like that. So, gonna wait 5 minutes and then we're gonna do the next coat. So, but early signs look pretty good. All right, so this is the third and last coat of the color. It's coming out really good. No problems at all. It's laying down really flat and no orange peel at all. I'm very happy with it so far. So at this point what we're going to be doing is, and there's the nose cone. Nose cone's looking pretty good too. So going to wait another 5 minutes and then start spraying the clear. But so far so good, looks really good. Alright, so about 24 hours later the paint booth has been dismantled, and spent some time this morning painting the hood vents to complement the white that's already on the Sled. There's one last thing I have to paint, which is this guy. This essentially goes on the hood. It's a console plate. I don't know what they call it. But the reason I didn't paint this is because this is made out of ABS plastic. It was never painted by Polaris. It's essentially plastic. It's red all the way through. And because it's ABS plastic, it really needs a different type of method as far as the prep, as far as what you have to do to it. And with everything going on the last couple of days, I didn't want to concern my time with this and take away with what I was doing to the hood. So I'll be painting this over the next couple of days and figure out what I need to do on that, and then I'll post what I did depending on the results and how it came out. So 24 hours later, the hood is back on the Sled temporarily. It's not mounted, it's just kind of resting on there. I got the nose cone on there as well. And now that the paint has had some time to initially cure and the clear coat has really started to dry out, the paint has really started to pop. If you looked at the finished result while it was still in the paint booth, it still didn't look that great, but now that everything is starting to dry, the red and the paint is really starting to pop. So to say I'm pleased with the results would be an understatement, considering this is the biggest thing I've ever painted in my garage. I've always done small things, but nothing to this scale. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have a couple runs in the paint, which one's right there, and then there's another one hiding out over here somewhere. It's not going to get picked up. But don't have really those two defects on a piece of work such as this for my first time. I think I did pretty good. Let me know what you think. So just walk around it. But yeah, I am very happy with it. So other than that little defect in the nose cone, which I have no idea how that happened because I cleaned this thing with an inch of its life. Not sure what happened in the nose cone, but for the most part, it is what it is. Like I said in the other video, it's a snowmobile. It's not a car, so I'm happy with it. So okay, so the next thing on the project list will be removing the trailing arms, because the trailing arms, they're in mechanically good shape, but the cosmetically the paint needs to be addressed. So, and also in the kit for the graphics, we also have the trailing arm decals. So we'll be pulling the trailing arms, refinishing those. We'll also be removing the stripe on the belly pan, and then we'll also be removing the stripe on the tunnel and the stripe on the rear bumper. Excuse me, because all those decals were included in the kit. So, and the way I figure it, since I'm already in paint mode, I might as well just keep the process going and go from there. So once we get all the paint done on it, the next big thing on the list is removing the rear skid. And because I'm pretty sure everything in that rear skid is completely shot. You know, the both shocks, the bogies, the bearings, the sliders, I'm sure they're all completely trashed. So this poses a great question. What should we do with the rear skid? Do we keep it stock and just rebuild it and just go from there? Do we update it to something like how that Gen 2, XC10 or whatever was in there? I don't remember what the official name on it was. Or do we go with something a little bit newer and get a skid out of an edge chassis, or even stretch this to like a 136? So who knows? You know, again, it's only a 440, so don't want to go too crazy with it because again, it's a 440. Or do we keep it stock and true to its roots and basically just bring it back to stock and just leave it whatever it is and go from there? I would love to hear everybody's thoughts, opinions, as far as suggestions, what we should do with it. So throw some comments in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope everybody found this interesting, and we'll go from there. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.